going on, Jerome's? So the Minnesota Vikings need to get back to having the meats along the defensive line. Now, yes, pass rush, dudes that can get their own penetration, blow up a gap, and do the damn thing. It's going to be great. But also, the Vikings still have to stop the runs. Vikings were number 2 in the league last year against the run, and overall, like, the defensive line was solid. You know, stopping the run, Jerry Tillery, Jonathan Bullard, Harrison Phillips, doing the damn thing. But what if I told you, if the Vikings could land themselves a true blue, oversized, two-gapping nose tackle? Now, I love Taki Taimi. Hopefully he gets some more run in year 2. But what if I told you the Vikings can improve that 0-tech, 1-tech spot, allowing Harrison Phillips to play a little bit more 5-tech, instantly improving 2 spots? Woo! You'd love it, man. Especially if it so happens to be a day 3 selection and enter one Cameron Jackson from Florida. Woo! I love it, man. It's going to be good times. Vikings reportedly from Ryan Fowler, great draft writer over at the Draft Network. South, the Minnesota Vikings have a formal meeting scheduled with Florida interior defensive lineman Cam Jackson in Indy. Athletic and powerful defensive tackle, had an excellent week at the Senior Bowl and is another name to become familiar with in a loaded defensive line class. Now, we said earlier that the teams basically interview everyone, so it's not always breaking news, but I like these little nuggets of when the team is interviewing someone to talk about specific prospects in depth, and that's exactly what we're going to do with Jackson. Let's talk about Cam Jackson today. Background, 22 years young, 6'6", 342, and also, so he's strapped up as a 342. Like you can be a loose 342, but Cam Jackson's a physical freak. Like let's be honest here. He absolutely is getting after things. Former 4-star recruit from Haynesville, Louisiana. Spent his first 3 years at Memphis before transferring to the Gators and had himself a nice 2-year career in Gainesville. Because he won't back down. 2024, 32 tackles, 2 sacks, 16 pressures, 4 tackles for loss. Partridge in a pear tree, 80.9 PFF run defense grade, which is good. Pretty damn good. And overall made life so much easier playing at the pivot for the Gators. Also, they use him quite a bit in passing situations. He had about 190 pass rush snaps. So, I mean, initially in the league, he's probably going to be a 2-down player, but I think he does have some pass rushing upside. And like Ryan mentioned, had a great Senior Bowl week. Frankly, I think that he was one of the only defensive linemen who beat Willie Lampkin in a rep, the undersized North Carolina guard, but we'll see. And for as much love as we have for Deion Walker in the 3rd or Cam Jackson day 3, it's going to be close. It's going to be close, man. Scouting report is from LandsRLineNFL.com. Overview, a massive nose tackle whose lack of productivity belies his potential to imprint on NFL games as a run defender. Jackson is a complete non-factor as a rusher. Okay. So his spot on the draft board will be relative to a team's willingness to take a 2-down player in need of polish. He's long and plays with extremely heavy hands and an ability to overwhelm single blockers at times. When he's allowed to swap paint and focus on smaller areas of containment, he's a tough out. He gets knocked off his spot more than he should, but better block, take on, and technique should create a better consistency. Jackson has freakish size and is a more enticing prospect when tape flashes are prioritized in the evaluation process. And absolute physical traits, freakish traits, and measurables are going to help him stand out. Has play strength and length to improve his block destruction, and it's just going to get after things, man. And I understand, like, hey, pass rush, penetration, quick first step, we need all that, but Jackson just plugs up the middle and makes things so much easier for everyone else. Like, if the Vikings are going to stick with primarily odd front in the 3-4, like a true Vince Wilfork 2-gap multi-offensive lineman nose tackle is what you need, and Cam Jackson can bring that. Supersized, physical freak, long arms, mature hands as well, vice grips on those babies, moments of dominance on tape. Like Zerline said, there's moments in some of his tape, like Tennessee from his first senior year. I don't know what college years are anymore. 2023. There you go. As well as the Florida State game in his final game as a Gator. Like, pretty damn impressive. Anchor versus the run, absorbs multiple offensive linemen, which is important because, hey, the more offensive linemen you could take on, especially in the run game, that's more freedom for Cashman, for Pace, for everyone else involved. And if you're taking on two dudes, you're winning numbers games in terms of the pass rush as well. Plus, it does have the tools to develop as a pass rush. I think Marcus Dixon could do some great things coaching him. And overall, like, Cam Jackson, I think, would fit in phenomenal. Also, like, where is he going to be drafted? Well, I think he's going to have a great combine, right? I think he's going to be in the 9s, 8.5 9s for the RAS. Also building upon his great Senior Bowl week. I mean, it could project him up, despite the limited production as a pass rusher at Florida. But could you get him with one of the 2 5th-round picks for the Vikings? I think potentially. I think right now he's seen as a 4th, 5th-round type guy, but that certainly could change during the combine and pro days. Maybe he gets bumped up a little bit, but overall, like, I would love to have a guy like Cam Jackson in the middle of this defense. He and Taki both play in the nose, getting after things, and just make everything easier. Also, Phillips moving off the nose could extend his career. A little bit more durability there, as he doesn't have that huge workload all over the place. Plus, Harrison Phillips developed as a pass rusher kind of nicely over the last 2 years. So certainly get after things there. Your thoughts are thoughts. The Vikings reportedly going to meet with Florida nose tackle Cam/Cameron Jackson. Woo! Love it, man. Your thoughts are, you guys know what to do. Skol, production value.